It is the first day of August, which also means the start of Transgender History Month. There's been a cloud over the trans community as the Trump administration has been targeting transgender rights since he took office. But as the president issues orders rolling back protections, the community is continuing to stand strong. Lauren Tom spoke to activists in San Francisco who remain passionate about the fight for their rights.
It was a moment of joy and powerful defiance. A massive wave of blue, pink, and white swept across Civic Center Plaza to mark the start of Transgender History Month in San Francisco, just the fourth year with such a distinction.
I feel hopeful. I feel inspired. I feel loved.
Jupiter Peraza led the effort to have San Francisco and eventually California recognize August as Transgender History Month. Now she's celebrating 10 years in the city where she found herself and her community as a trans woman.
Knowing that San Francisco has that legacy of being a sanctuary, not only for immigrants, but for LGBT people.
But as this community rolls out their flag, Washington is rolling back their protections. President Trump's second term began with a slew of executive actions repealing rights for transgender Americans, reinstating the ban on transgender military service, restricting funds for gender-affirming care, and declaring the government would only recognize male and female genders. Jupiter met the sting of policy shifts with preparation.
But this time around, I felt prepared. I felt ready, I felt confident, I felt sure of myself, of my community, of the resilience of my community.
Many feel like it's rolling back progress this community and their elders have long fought for.
This is a period of loss. This is a period when we have lost ground. Rights that we fought for, rights that we thought we would have forever are in question, are challenged, or are completely ignored and forgotten.
Ms. Bob Davis is a transgender historian. They say these times feel all too familiar, looking back at the 1950s when some states banned gender-affirming surgeries after Christine Jorgensen became the first American widely known for undergoing the surgery.
We were getting rights. We were getting recognized. Medicare included surgeries. Other transgender health care was covered. Insurance companies were covering it. And now we're losing all that. And so right now we're in a period of retrenchment.
Jupiter recognizes the Bay Area is a place of privilege and protection, knowing in some states like Texas, gender-affirming healthcare has nearly disappeared. That's why she says this celebration is more than symbolic. It's a reminder that rights aren't guaranteed.
Every day I wake up and I'm proud to be trans. I'm proud to have this perspective of transcendence that not a lot of people get to have. So I want to fashion that feeling of pride, of being grateful into how we come together and how we organize and how we have moments of joy and happiness.
Showing that visibility can often be the strongest form of resistance.
San Francisco was the first city in the country to declare August as Transgender History Month, but polling shows the country is divided when it comes to transgender issues. An AP poll from May found that just over half of Americans, 52%, support President Trump's handling of transgender issues. Now, that is significantly higher than his overall approval rating at the time. The poll found that trend was true across the entire political spectrum, even among Democrats, where his approval on transgender issues was 10 points higher than his overall rating. Well, meantime, California is suing the Trump administration over its efforts to limit gender-affirming care. California Attorney General Rob Bonta is joining more than a dozen AGs challenging a White House memo that said the DOJ would investigate providers who offer gender-affirming care to minors. Bonta says this is part of a larger attack on the trans community.
Blocking gender-affirming care for young people is just one prong of Trump's campaign to erase the existence of transgender individuals, scare them into the shadows of society, and deny their rights. Since taking office, Trump has issued 8 executive orders and a raft of federal actions that relentlessly target one of the smallest, most vulnerable communities in our nation.
So this comes as major hospitals are changing their policies in response to pressure from the Trump administration. Despite protections in California, Kaiser and Stanford Medicine have halted gender-affirming surgeries for those younger than 19.